Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're doing another weekly fantasy football advice. It's already week 4, so sad, and I'm 0-3. Matt's 2-1. But you're gonna follow and listen to our advice because we are the best people to listen to for fantasy football advice. And Matthew is gonna start us off with his 3 stardoms of the week.
My 3 stardoms, pretty simple. You got to start Alvin Kamara versus Tampa Bay.
Got to start him.
Think that he's going to have a good game. Jameis Winston has no choice but to give him the ball. I'm going to say start Adam Thielen versus Minnesota. Think that regardless of who starts, Thielen is kind of beginning to incorporate himself more and more in that offense. And then also start Brandon Cooks versus New England. I think that, you're going to have CeeDee Lamb going against Christian Gonzalez, which is going to be obviously a tough matchup for Gonzalez, but he's kind of been able to hold his own. So with that being said, I think that Brandon Cooks will have a pretty vital role.
All right. Now it's my turn. So who do I got? I got George Pickens. Start him. You got to start him. If you got him, start him in the flex. Start him at receiver 2. He shouldn't be a receiver 1. If he is, I don't know what you did in your draft. You failed. But yeah, he's playing the Texans, and I think he's going to be a great guy that's going to be a safety valve for Mr. Kenny Pickett, and I think he will have a big day. Derek Stingley's out, so I expect him to get a lot of targets, and I think he will be probably the best receiver for the Steelers in this game, so start him if you have him. Next player I got is Travis Etienne versus the Falcons. I think he will have a big day. Hasn't had a great start to the season, but I think he will this week. And if you got him, start him. It's plain and simple. He's going to be the best back this week. I think so. I hope you do too. Next up, this is a flex guy, a guy that Matthew think is very underrated, and he's going against my Giants. He's going to save your Monday Night Football fantasy team, and that's going to be Tyler Lockett. Start him. He's going to go off. Adoree Jackson doesn't know how to cover him. He's just going to have a big day. I already could see it now. I know, as a Giants fan, it hurts me to say it. It irks me, but, it is what it is. Start him. He's going to save your team on Monday night.
So now it's my time for sits.
Yeah, who we sitting? Because I like sitting.
We're going to sit Garrett Wilson for the unforeseeable future.
Why?
Because he has Zach Wilson as quarterback currently.
Oh, that's a good reason
and
why.
They also have Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator. So, listen, he's going to get some points here and there. But if you're going to start him, you probably should put him in your flex. He can't be your number 1 or 2. So, yeah, I would say Garrett Wilson. Sitting. Oh, by the way, he's going against Kansas City, so specifically this week. Sit Dameon Pierce versus Pittsburgh. I think that Dameon Pierce, he finally had a good fantasy game, and, now he's going against Pittsburgh's D-line, and I don't really see that being a good matchup for him. And then last but not least, guys, Jahmyr Gibbs lovers. He's going against Green Bay. I think it's time to sit him. They got a good D-line. And I just think that Jahmyr Gibbs, Mark, You gotta sit Jahmyr Gibbs. You can't keep starting him. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't really put himself in the offense yet. So I just don't think it's worth the risk. I think you can get points elsewhere.
All right, I respect those. Now I got 3 different guys. They're pretty obvious ones, but if you have them on your team and you still have them starting, what are you doing? So the first one I got is Marquise Hollywood Brown. He's playing the Niners this week. I don't think he'll do anything. Normally you should start him, but he's on the Cardinals. The Cardinals have been all right this season, but they're playing the Niners, and the Niners D-line will destroy Josh Dobbs, and you won't see any of those big plays developing with Marquise Hollywood Brown. So just sit him because he's not going to get you any points this week. Next up, a guy that's been relatively good at the tight end spot, but he won't be this week. It's going to be Hunter Henry versus Dallas. You got to sit him. I think, Micah Parsons and company will get to Mac Jones, and Mac Jones will not have enough time to throw the ball. They're probably going to try and get Zeke a lot of the carries this week just because it's a Zeke revenge game, and I don't think Hunter Henry will get those targets. So make sure to sit Hunter Henry against the Dallas Cowboys. And then if you have this guy on your team and you're thinking about starting him, I think it's stupid. you're like very desperate at the running back spot. This is Antonio Gibson versus the Eagles. Antonio Gibson doesn't even start. He's a receiving option for the Commanders right now. And I doubt he will do anything this week against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 3-0. And I think they're going to be 4-0. So, like, the Eagles defense, Jalen Carter and company, they're going to have a big day. They're going to be feasting. And Antonio Gibson won't even be on the field. So if you're thinking about starting him, don't do it. Just don't do it. So those are my 3 sets of the week.
No, you're still up. I'm going to go last for the pick-em-ups.
Okay. Pick-em-ups. So, someone just went down for the LA Chargers. The name's Mike Williams. So you're going to have to pick up a guy that will fill the void of Mike Williams. I'm not talking about Quinn Johnson. I'm talking about Joshua Palmer.
You copied me as per usual.
This
guy only knows about Josh Palmer because of me.
Joshua Palmer is a Madden franchise god. I don't want to hear it. But Josh Palmer, yeah, he's been a good target of Justin Herbert for the past few years, and I think he will get more targets now that Mike Williams is not in this offense. So pick him up. He's playing the Raiders this week. I think he will have a decent game. So if you're looking for a receiver and you need one,
pick up Josh Palmer.
Pick him up.
He's a great receiver. He really is.
All right. If you're kind of in that situation where your quarterback's kind of mid and you're like, I need a quarterback, there's a guy that's been pretty good, and he's a rookie quarterback. C.J. Stroud. Now, he's playing the Steelers this week, but, like, if you're desperate for a quarterback, I would start him. He has, like, I think he's top 5 in passing yards and passing touchdowns so far. Tank Dell has been great. Nico Collins has been great for him. So, like, those are other guys you should pick up. They're not part of my pickups, but, like, if you want those guys, I think that would be a good, like, pair for your fantasy team. So, like, pick up C.J. Stroud if you're desperate for a quarterback. And then last but not least, if you're desperate for a tight end, there's a guy, another rookie, for the Packers, Luke Musgrave. He's playing Detroit tomorrow night. Go start him. I think he will be another safety blanket for Jordan Love, a guy that should be getting more targets and getting more used to the offense. So I really like Luke Musgrave this week. So if you're in need of a tight end, your tight end hasn't been great, or your tight end's even injured, pick up Luke Musgrave. I think he's a guy that will actually provide you some points this week for your fantasy team. So those are my pickups of the week.
All right, so you already covered one of mine, like I said, being Joshua Palmer. But other than that, I kind of have something different.
I'm listening.
This is called Don't Pick 'Em Up.
You didn't tell me to do that.
Because you don't have to. This is just, I found 2 guys. I thought, a lot of people are going to look and they're going to want to pick them up, and you shouldn't. I'm going to tell you why.
All right, so listen.
Number 1, don't pick up Devon Akane, or however you say his last name.
I know someone in our league that did.
Justin.
No.
Who?
My brother. Picked him up, but he's not even going to start for him. He's replacing Cam Akers, so that's a good pickup for him, I think.
Jeff Wilson's coming back. Raheem Mostert is still there. He's not really going to get the opportunities. Let's be real.
He could.
He could, but listen, he's not a guy they're going to want to start, especially because even if he does get touches, he's going to still split with Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert. So
yeah, you don't know who to start every week. I wouldn't start him.
And of course, McDaniel, he's going to listen. He's going to be biased towards his 2 49ers running backs.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert, baby.
But yeah, and then my last one, guys, don't pick up Michael Gallup. Don't do it. I know that Michael Gallup is a guy that a lot of people see and they're like,
I don't think anyone wants to pick him up.
There's definitely some guys because he had a good game last week.
Probably Cowboys lovers out there. That's
regardless. Listen, when there's a big name wide receiver, he was a big name. He's not anymore. But a lot of people, when they see the name, they're like, "Oh, that's Michael Gallup."
Gallup.
Yeah, don't fall for it.
Don't pick him up.
I had Michael Gallup last year on fantasy, and he had like 1 or 2 good games, but other than that, not so much. Thankfully, I didn't start him and lose, but I mean, yeah, if I did, I would have lost, and it's just not worth it. He's gonna have a game here and there, but it's not gonna be consistent, so don't fall for that. But yeah, that's all we got for our fantasy advice. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. Linktree down below. Has our Instagram,
this week.
TikTok,
that would be
Twitter.
Nice.
What am I missing?
Spotify, Apple
Podcasts, YouTube, obviously.
We got everything. We're loaded.
You're on YouTube.
Duh.
But yeah, remember to leave a like and subscribe, like I said, and we'll see you in the next one.
BenchWire.
Out.